Hey there folks, Jay Barrino here. This is StarCraft Mass Recall, that's right! Version 6.0 for Legacy of the Void was recently released, so I'm going to be starting a new series for it. I'm going to be playing through the whole thing. I'm very, very excited. As a bunch of people who are disappointed that there's commentary on this series flood out by the truckload, I will take some time to explain for the remainder of this week. You will see Mass Recall on Wednesday, Friday, along with Silent Scream maps, and then taking over my Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload days will be Mass Recall. And again, really excited to get into this. As you can see, a lot has changed. So I am going to go into the options menu here because so much has changed. So I'm going to take this as an intro video. I'm going to be playing Loomings before Rebel Yell. Loomings is a prologue with 5 missions, Terran maps. Some people don't know about it, but again, chronologically they come first, so I'm going to play that first. So let's head into options and check this out. And this is going to be mostly just an introductory video to go through what's changed, and then I'll go ahead and play the boot camp for Loomings at the end, so you can go ahead and skip forward if you're just interested in watching that tutorial. So I'm going to be playing on hard again, and I may regret that because I know it's been made even harder in some aspects. Definitely faster game speeds, cinematics for sure, because I do have the cinematic mod installed. We're going to leave hidden missions on for sure. Extra hero abilities, I think I'll go ahead and leave that on. Brood War tech caused a stink last time I played. Why are there medics in Rebel Yell? Why are there lurkers in Episode 2? Well, Strawman that I just made up, I'll explain to you that we can turn them on if we want. You can turn them off if you want, so I would highly encourage people to play this turned off. Now, one quick note about the medics. For example, their healing rate in the first campaign is abysmal. Abysmal, it's terrible. They're really just there to make Stim somewhat more viable, and if you have them on, that means the enemy also has them enabled. So you know what? I'm leaving this on. I'm leaving it on, and I'm sorry if that bothers you, and if it does, I highly encourage you to go ahead, download Mass Recall, and play it yourself for sure. And even if it doesn't bother you, download it yourself and play it yourself. So I'm going to leave this on. It's like a nice little quirk, and I think it's interesting. Lurkers are fun. Medics are fun. And the medics specifically have been nerfed. They're not UED medics. UED medics are very good. And the medics we'll see in the first campaign, Rebel Yell, will be terrible. So let's keep going through here and checking this out. Hero damage alert. I'll go ahead and leave that on, considering so many maps you can lose if your hero dies. I think that's pretty good to have on. Briefing objectives delay. Sure, hide the objectives until the end of the briefing, that's fine. Unit profiles. The same description is also included in the unit's tooltip regardless of the setting. Okay, so we'll leave that off, that's fine, because I don't plan on reading these every time one pops up, and I'll show you why. Let's just go ahead and leave these on. We don't need unit profiles because there's going to be a million of them, but profiles and planets, we can have the pop-ups just to remind us. Let's keep going through. Visual, menu background. Ooh! Oh, this is so cool. Let's just go through all these real quick. And then I'm going to set it to random at the bottom. Bird's Eye, Nebula, Negative Sun. Oh, that's so cool. We're going to go with random right now. UED custom models. Yeah, sure. Let's give it a shot. New Gettysburg City. Check to load Mission 9 of Episode 1 as a city map instead of a space platform. Yeah, sure. Anything that's slightly new that they took some creative liberties with, I'll go ahead and check out. Seems like it could be fun. Destroyed structures, permanent effect on the ground where structure's destroyed, sounds fine. Same with nukes, sounds fine. Alrighty. Here you can choose between original StarCraft and StarCraft 2 unit voiceovers for each unit, as well as Terran and Protoss alerts. If checked, the unit will use its original voiceovers. Units that do not have a StarCraft 2 voiceovers are not included in this setup. Okay, so let's just go with all Brood War. I think we should go with all Brood War. That makes the most sense to me. We're playing Brood War, so let's stick with all Brood War. So it does use bank data to save all of this, which is nice. So every time you come back into StarCraft Mass Recall, it'll save all these settings, which is just so terribly cool. And then you can reset all of that and clear your bank data, I assume, by hitting Reset Campaign here. Unlock all missions I'm not going to do. We'll play through like normal. Okay, so normally, like I was saying, we'd go into Rebel Yell and we'd start, but I'm going to play Loomings first, because Loomings chronologically comes first. Also, I want to show off this codex. So this is where information about new units, characters, and planets are saved in the codex during a playthrough. When new codex entries are unlocked, they also appear as pop-ups during missions, and the corresponding pop-up option is turned on. So that's what we saw earlier. Oh, this is neat. Oh, this is so terribly cool. Just a small little... Oh, I thought I saw something there in the Terran units. It's gone now, but this is cool. We'll check this out every so often to see what's in there, maybe at the end of each campaign. Extras. Here we go. So we're going to go and check out Loomings. So let's just start with boot camp. This is basically the tutorial that came with the original game. They actually remade it. They actually remade it for Loomings for some reason. So I'll play this one and I'll skip the one that starts at the beginning of Rebel Yell instead. Or maybe we won't just because it comes with its own briefing. I don't know. I'm just going to be releasing one of these videos per StarCraft 2 upload day. So these first few are going to be pretty short, but keep in mind, it's, you know, I'm also releasing a Silent Scream videos the same days. Terran prequel Loomings. As a stalwart defender of the sector-spanning Terran Confederacy, you've been sent on a clandestine mission to the remote border colony of Chowsara. The local magistrate, fearing that the population is preparing to revolt, has asked that you and your Alpha Squadron troops intervene and quell any uprisings that might occur. There's that Fallout music in the back. Oh, I love it. It's so good. It fits so well.
Welcome to Chowsara, Lieutenant. General Duke has instituted a brief field training exercise for all new Alpha Squadron commanders. The training grounds are prepared and the exercise may be initiated at your convenience. Simply press Start to begin the exercise. You may skip the exercise by selecting Skip Tutorial.
So a few things have been changed here. So watch this. If we mouse over Start, it highlights the little hologram just like in the original game.
Whenever you feel you are ready, you may select Start.
I got you, Adjutant. So just little things that they added that just make it feel just like the original game. You saw the portraits fly in from the sides of the screen. The portraits in the briefing are highlighted in red based on who's talking. Again, just little things like that. So let's start. Training camp, Chowsara Colony. You also saw the portraits left off of the side of the screen too. Just such attention to detail is incredible. Okay.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations.
Roger that.
In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary. You can build additional SCVs at a command center. In order to equip additional personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support them. You can use SCVs to build additional supply depots.
Okay, so we can turn off these tips. Are my subtitles on there? Not. The other things I like to do, turn off simple command card, enable enemy unit selection. We'll turn on damaged for life bars, always flyer help. These are just frequent settings I use for custom campaigns. And let's not be supply blocked. So just talking about mass recall, I mean, if you're new to my channel, new to this series, this is a full-on conversion of StarCraft 1 into StarCraft 2. And the authors have taken a few creative liberties, none of which directly affect the gameplay if you don't want them to. So for example, I turned on medics and lurkers, and I feel like just because it's going to upset some people so much, I really enjoy making that choice. All right, transmission sources. After receiving a transmission, okay, I thought that was something different. We don't need to actually relearn how to play. I'm just going to go ahead and play through this as we talk more about mass recall. You know, I'm going to be listening to all the briefings, and the creators, like I said, have changed things, but you can turn them off. If you don't want to play with those medics, that's fine. So if you're someone who's not happy with that, then just turn that off. It's not a big deal. But I also like how the medics, for example, heal at such a reduced rate that it's really just there to make Stim slightly more viable. And again, the enemies scale by having those units as well to make it balanced in a way. I mean, maybe you don't think it's balanced. Whatever, you know, it's just little things like that, though, can be fun, but you can always turn it off if you absolutely want to. The economy works just like it did in Brood War. You can see the SCVs have little blue jets instead of red jets, just to make them look more like they did in Brood War. Now, I'm not playing with the retro mod. Actually, the retro mod for version 6.0 is not complete yet. I don't know when it will be done. Gradius did tell me he's actively working on it, so.
Our stockpile of minerals has run out. Select an SCV and use the Gather command on the crystals to collect more minerals.
Oh, really?
It is these blue crystals that are the source of minerals. Use your SCVs to gather additional minerals. Lieutenant, the base is well underway. Completion of the full mission objectives is now in your hands.
Thank you, Adjutant. So let's go ahead and move around with our Marines and see if there's any Zerglings. I'm not sure if there are. You'll notice.
The refinery processes raw Vespene gas, converting it into a form which your SCVs can gather.
Orders received.
Thank you, Adjutant. You told me that control had turned over to me. You'll notice these Marines have little decals on them to coincide with what Confederacy squadron they're with. So that's just, again, huge attention to detail here by the creators, and huge props to them. You're going to hear me singing their praises a lot during this playthrough, as I did in my original playthrough. I played when version 5.0 was released for Heart of the Swarm, so I'm excited to see what's changed.
This ends the field training exercise. A review of colonial diplomatic protocol begins in 1 hour.
I have no idea why Blizzard decided to remake this tutorial. It was absolutely unnecessary because it's basically the same thing. But look at that, we did it. Alrighty. Nightmare invaders, because that's right, the Confederacy does not know about the Zerg yet. Now, there were no cinematics here because the original cinematic does take place before Rebel Yell, in between Chao Sara being destroyed and us starting on Mar Sara. Cool little things that they've added here on the victory screen as well. Survival rate is pretty cool. We can kind of keep track of that. It's going to get pretty abysmal once we get into the later Zerg missions, that's for sure. So yeah, leave any suggestions, comments about this series, what your thoughts are for me continuing the series, down in the comments, and I hope you're really looking forward to this series, because I really am too. I'm not abandoning other custom campaigns. There may be some weeks in the future where I only play 2 mass recall maps and I'll pick up another custom campaign, and of course Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 1 will continue on as well. So I hope you stick around. We're going to finish Loomings and then head into Rebel Yell, the first Terran campaign, later. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.